And finally, Gulf News says hospitals in the United Arab Emirates will soon have ultrasound machines that can send images to smartphones so that proud mothers-to-be can share their babies with the social media world in an instant.
We'll get a view on that in a moment. Simon Derrick is here from Bank of New York Mellon. I think you can guess my views on that already. Let's talk about something a little bit more important, shall we, Simon? Lovely to have you with us.
Thank you.
I get the feeling that if you, all around the world, if you look at European leaders, two things have defined them. They're indecisive and they're not coherent, they're not cohesive at the moment. And now this Euro summit is delayed and it's just proving to be more and more, a deal is more and more elusive.
I think that's absolutely right. I mean, I think the first thing you have to say is it's almost inevitable when you have 17 nations who want to make a decision that it's going to be hard to come to any kind of conclusion. And the very nature of the structure of the Eurozone, it's a stability union, not a debt union, not a political union, means that everybody seems to feel they have to have their say. And of course, that leads to the problems that we've had, the paralysis that we've had in the Eurozone. With regard to the deal itself, or any potential deal that comes out, I do take the fact actually that they're delaying the deal yet again towards the end of October, actually just slightly as a positive step, because I think actually what it gives me is a sense that they've now decided that actually Greece is probably going to default. And the reason why they're pushing back the date is so they can put the safety nets in place to support the banking system and hopefully the sovereigns. Now that's a pretty tall order. We'll have to see.
If we put, excuse me, if we put ourselves in the shoes of, you know, the coalition partners in Slovakia, I'm sure that if here in the UK we were within the Eurozone and we were being asked to put in our portion into the European Financial Stability Fund, maybe our opinions might be a little bit more, I don't know, empathetic to those in Slovakia?
I feel a lot of empathy for the people in Slovakia. I totally understand why they may not wish to go down this route.
I mean, they joined the Eurozone in the first place, which was not too long ago. They had to actually, you know, adhere to quite stringent rules to get in, didn't they? And they're sort of saying, hang on a second, we had to really sort our own economy out before we could join. And now here we are, the second poorest country within the Eurozone, having to bail out Greece.
Yeah, and I think that's
the people within our country earn less than they do in Greece.
Yeah, I think it's entirely fair that the Slovakians would feel this way. And that's the problem with the structure of the Eurozone at the moment, that these people are forced into giving these bailouts without there being any punitive measures that can be brought against the likes of
But it's a no-win situation, isn't it? Because this fund has to be in existence, doesn't it? It has to function. In fact, it has to probably get bigger.
Yeah, well, it's certainly got to be changed.
To stop the contagion, do you think?
I think it's got to be changed because there is one key element here, and unfortunately, it's not about support, it's about Spain or Italy. And it's about providing sufficient confidence to the markets that actually a safety net could be available for those nations if so needed. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's simply not there. And the banks available. But of course, the banks really, that's about their holdings of sovereign debt. So it's still ultimately about the Italys and Spains of this world. That's where the issue lies. If they can't support us then there is a big problem.
I'm sure we'll talk about this again tomorrow.